Mickey wants to know, should Conroy sign anyone who will be 30 when the deal kicks in?
This feels very targeted towards a specific player.
Do explain.
Well, the folks on the three-letter network TSN with our pal Darren Dreger, were on Insider Trading this the late afternoon, and on the segment, Pierre LeBrun declared that the Calgary Flames don't know why people think that Rasmus Andersson is available, because he's not available, and they would very much like to sign him to a contract extension. And Rasmus Andersson, I believe right now he's 28. He will be 30 in the first month of his next contract. He is a 1996 birthday. Yeah, he's 96. So he'll be in the first month of the 2016 or 2026-27 season, he will be turning 30. And so folks are concerned about signing someone whose age begins in a 3 to a deal that will probably be 8 years.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I just feel like we had the conversation. Should you sign Elias Lindholm to a contract extension? And then shortly thereafter, it was like, whew, good thing we didn't do that. And we should sign Noah Hannafin to a big, long-term, big money deal. And I'm not sure it's to the same extent, but it's kind of like, whew, good, kind of happy we didn't do that. I don't know. I really like Rasmus Andersson, and I feel like he's a guy that could fit in a situation like that. And Pinder, we go back and forth, and my whole thing with it is, if you keep waiting for everybody to be at the right age at the right time and the rink's new and everything, it's just, you can't. I have a feeling if you talk to teams that have won Stanley Cups, maybe it's hit exactly when all the contracts were ending for all the good players and all the good young players were on entry level, but it's just never going to be that way. I will say this: he had a great start to the season, and yeah, they play 82. I don't know. He's been fine, but I worry a bit about his boots, Pike, as we move forward a bit.
Yeah, I'll say this: I'm a big fan of the person and the player, and I think he'd be a guy that they see as a future captain and as someone, along with Weegar, who could bring a lot of these young, raw defensemen into the league. We've seen, Weegar had the benefit of, Weegar was not a highly touted player. Weegar was sort of, he played in the coast, he played in the A, he had to work his way up from basically ground zero, or the ground floor of professional hockey, and worked himself in, and he's done a hell of a job. But I think Andersson's been a highly touted prospect and has dealt with the scrutiny of being a highly touted prospect, and then became a pretty damn good NHL player. So I think for some of these young guys, your Parek's, your Bristevich's, your Muses, I don't think he necessarily blocks a spot from them. I think he's the kind of guy who would bring them along. But what's the old saying? The devil's in the details. You're probably, if you sign him, you're probably fairly happy with the deal from 30 to 35 or so, and then Father Time, you sang the Sawyer Brown song. At a certain point, time catches up to all of us, and he'll slow down, and he'll be a little bit not quite as good. Hardly anyone is Mark Giordano or Michael Backlund. So time catches up to basically everyone else. So I'd be very curious if you do it. I'd want to see the contract structure. Like, if for the non-nerdy, you can't buy out bonuses, you can only buy out salary. So maybe you sign into a long deal and you say, we'll give you whatever clauses you want, but we're going to go bonus heavy early, so you get guaranteed money, and then we'll put a bunch of salary in at the end. So if we think it's not working out, we can buy you out, or we can trade you somewhere, or we could do whatever. I think there's ways you could do it that would make it a little bit more palatable to the folks on the fence, but it's the kind of deal that is not going to be without risk because of his age.
At the cafe down on the corner, with a lost look on his face, there ain't no fields to plow. He's bussing tables now. He's just a little out of place. They say crime don't pay, but neither does farming these days. And the coffee is cold, and he's 50 years old, and he's got to learn to live some other way. Be careful, Rasmus. It happens fast. Happens real fast. Fuck!
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.